Happy May 2nd, everyone. This is Felicia Brown, CEO and Executive Director of Let Spirit Lead, Inc. Let Spirit Lead is a 501c3 nonprofit organization focused on revolutionizing the affordable housing and community development space using innovation, coaching, and consulting. As promised, this is day 2, video 2, in the challenge that I've given myself that I'm calling the $1 Million Nonprofit Challenge, with a goal of becoming a $1 million nonprofit by the end of the year. And it was inspired by the book $1 Million Weekend by Noah Kagan. And before we even get into today's topic, I would definitely like to give a couple of shout outs and a couple of updates. Within a couple of minutes yesterday of posting my video, we had our first person join the Founders Circle, and it was Rebecca Abraham, talented. So appreciative of you, Rebecca, and your support. I know you have a heart for the work of the people, and therefore I am honored and privileged for you to have been the very first person to join our Founders Circle at Let Spirit Lead. Thank you very much, Rebecca. The second shout out that I want to give is to Noah Kagan, the author of the book $1 Million Weekend, which inspired me to kick this off and get started. In Noah's book, $1 Million Weekend, he gives a challenge to ask anyone and everyone and several people for $1. And he actually adds his PayPal and Venmo account in the book and says, ask me for $1, I might even give it to you. Well, of course, I was going to take him up on that. But because I'm a nonprofit and I'm doing such great work in the community, I actually asked him for 10 times what he said to ask for. I asked him for a $10 investment. What's the worst that could happen? He'd say no. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? He's helping me to get comfortable with rejection. So I figured, what do I have to lose? Within the day, Noah actually, or someone on his staff, someone, whoever it is, I'm appreciative, actually sent me via Venmo the $10 that I requested. I must say, Noah, I am impressed. I mean, I really didn't think, I was like, could he really possibly, even if it is $1, all the people reading his book is pretty popular. He actually sent me $10 to support my cause. I've got to say, that's putting your money where your mouth is. Noah Kagan, thank you so much. You are brilliant. I'm loving the book. I'm still moving through it, as you can see. But I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you for supporting our noble cause. And please, I hope that we have an opportunity to connect. I've sent you a connection request. Squeak, 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 as your book says, squeak, squeak. Like, I'm going to keep squeaking. But I think that your work is genius. I've watched a couple of your videos, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support. Thank you. Okay, so today I wanted to ask you a really quick question. Do you believe in miracles? And the reason why I ask that is because I think it's going to take a miracle to solve the affordable housing crisis in the United States. That's how bad it is. As a practitioner that has been behind the scenes to see how all of this works and what is needed to actually get every American into a home, a safe, decent, thriving community home, that they can feel safe and have access to healthy food and education, all of that. Whew, it's going to take a whole lot. I think it's pretty much close to a miracle. But here's the great thing. I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. I think God, whether you call it God, your higher power, Gaia, goddess, source energy, whatever you call it, I think it's still in the miracle working business. And we need that to solve the affordable housing crisis. And the reason why I wanted to start with miracles, because it is going to take a miracle, I believe. That's how rough it is. And I'm in ground zero in Southern California. I wanted to bring that up because it explains why we at Let Spirit Lead have started with our Yes in God's Backyard program, which it aims to help faith-based leaders, pastors, priests, whatever lay people, whatever you want to call them, to help them get involved in the affordable housing process. The laws that have been passed in California have made it much easier and much more smooth for faith-based organizations to build affordable housing. However, faith-based leaders, I've talked to many of them, and there's not one that I've talked to that has not said that what we are trying to do is a genius idea. However, they agree, most of them, not all of them, do not have any expertise in building affordable housing. And they also often do not have the staff capacity. They do not have the ability to just hire people who all they do all day long is figure out affordable housing deals and how to get affordable housing built. However, affordable housing is an unbelievably complex process. especially in traditional routes, like where you are, for example, providing permanent supportive housing to those who are experiencing homelessness. That the more subsidy, the more money you need, the more assistance you need, the more complex it becomes. It involves often multiple layers of government, local government, state government, the federal government, and all of that adds a layer of complexity, and it also adds time. Let Spirit Lead recognizes this, and that is why we aim to serve as the bridge between faith-based organizational leaders in the affordable housing development community. Here's the other thing that unfortunately I have to share and be honest about, is that the affordable housing development space can be a dog eat dog industry. I am not saying that there are not those who have a big heart and all the warm and fuzzies about housing people. That's all nice and great. But there's a number of people who are in this business because they see it at the bottom line. Anytime you have anything where there is really, really, really big demand and really, really, really small supply, like affordable housing, you will find people who are going to flock to that because they see it as an opportunity, not necessarily to do good, but to do well. And we aim at Let Spirit Lead to help with that. And this is why we have started with the Yigby Yes in God's Backyard coaching and consulting program. I just wanted to share a little bit more about what it is we aim to do. Now, in the world of affordable housing, there is tons of stuff that can be done. I am a real estate broker. There are people who need honest people who have a heart for the people. To do that, to help people find a house and get into a house. I am a mortgage broker. There are a lot of opportunities for people to do really good work, helping people get into a mortgage. Most people don't even know how a mortgage works, and it's complex. I know all of it. And when I was buying my home, I still was confused. There's a lot of details in it. However, that's on the demand side of the issue. And what we've decided to do at Let Spirit Lead is focus on the supply side of the issue, because even if you work all of the things out on the demand side, help people get access to credit, help people to understand how the real estate industry works and the mortgage industry works, if they do not have a home to actually move into, that is a concern, right? We can help navigate people who are experiencing homelessness. We could focus on that, getting them services. But if there is no home for them to occupy, that's a problem. So that's why we've decided to start on the supply side of the issue. We at Let Spirit Lead firmly believe that there is lots of opportunity to build more affordable housing. It is just a matter of continuing to work towards it and not give up. It is possible. Again, I believe miracles do happen and they happen every day. But what is the key to all of that? You've got to believe. You've got to believe that it can actually happen. I think there are a number of people who don't believe that it can happen. However, and what we'll be talking about in future videos is, where will that leave our children? Where are our children going to live? Now, some of you who are out there and you say, I don't have a problem with that. I've never had a problem with that in my family. We're not going to have a problem with that. We own plenty of economic times are changing. And that gap, that wealth gap, is getting wider and wider and wider in the American space, in America, in the United States. It's getting wider and wider. And as the pandemic has showed us, before you know it, some of you may be on the other side of the gap. The middle class is crashing and burning. So, all of that to say, Let Spirit Lead recognizes the changing times. We plan to change with it. We're doing everything that we can to help solve this crisis. I mean, if you think about it, there is the idea that people are going without food. There is actually plenty of food. I know that it's an economics thing. A lot of people who make food, grow food, it's a certain price point that they want and they won't go below it. And so therefore they'll throw the food away before they give it away. I actually worked for a food pantry for quite some time, so I understand a little bit of that. But in the affordable housing space, it's not a matter of like there's plenty of it. There's just not any of it. It's just not being built. It's not there. We aim to change that. I believe that it can happen. Please, let me do what the book $1 Million Weekend says. Let me ask again. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Let me ask again. Please support us. We're asking for $10 a month. That's $120 per year. For you ballers out there, again, You got it, right? Can you please give us $120 to help ensure that every American has a safe, decent place to call home? And if you can't give $120, you can't give $10 per month, can you just give something, even if it's a dollar? Can you just actually give something to us? And I think I'll stop right there for today. That's my ask. And I'm going to keep asking. Some of you are going to disconnect from me on social media platforms, and that's okay because I'm going to ask. I care that much. In coming videos, we're going to start telling the stories of people who actually experience housing insecurity. I was talking to someone today. It was a blessing. She blessed me just to talk to me and encourage me. But the bottom line is she's experienced housing insecurity. And what I'm realizing is that some of you have never actually experienced housing insecurity yourself, or anyone who's experienced housing insecurity. We're going to start telling those stories. We're going to start making it real for you so that you know what's going on. You can't say that you didn't know. When you know better, you'll do better. However, what we're asking for today, start small. Please click the link below, click the link above. Wherever the link is, click it. And offer something to show your support of making sure that everyone has a place to call home and a thriving, sustainable, decent community. See you tomorrow. Thank you.